Today I'm going to be doing, okay, well, I'm excited about it. I don't know about you guys, but I've been waiting forever to do this. I've been obsessed with acrylic pour videos, and I finally feel like I'm brave enough to try it myself. But I don't want to do a small one, I want to do a big one. No, bigger. Bigger! Much bigger. And I can't decide on just a few colors, so I'm going to use them all. I know in my head what I want it to look like, and I also know that acrylic pour you really don't have much control over, well, anything. So I'm just going to hope it turns out the way I want. But I have watched a lot, and I mean a lot of videos, and I want to pull off a large scale swipe. That's where you have one main color and you drag it over top of the other colors and they peek through the main color. These are by far my favorite. Now, I've never done this before and I don't even know if I'll have enough paint, but fail or succeed, I'm bringing you along with me.
Materials you will need are a canvas, pouring medium, mixing cups, water, silicone, gloves, heat tool, stir sticks, screws, screwdriver, level, floor protector, painter's tape, scissors, vinyl shower curtain, dowel, a painting shirt, oh, and of course the paints.
Don't forget to wear old clothes, something you don't mind getting paint on. I'm not planning on getting messy, but I can't even eat without wearing it.
First I had to make myself a giant swiper, and I figured the easiest way to do this is with a piece of vinyl shower curtain and a wooden dowel. So I cut the vinyl down to a strip and then I started to tape it to the dowel. This part was really hard, keeping it all straight. It just kept wanting to move around, the tape was just not sticking properly. Later on I did end up taping this whole entire thing just to make sure nothing would come apart. And this is how the swipe should work. Now, I rolled up my carpet and I laid down my floor protector because I didn't want to get any paint on my floor or my carpet. Making sure I don't get any paint anywhere I don't want it.
Oh, and you will need some screws to level your painting. A lot of people use the little screws to help level it because not everyone's table or floor is the same height. And you don't want your paint just to slide all off one side.
So this step was very important, especially for a really big canvas. I put screws in all the four corners and then I started leveling. Flipping this canvas was a giant pain in the butt. And then it was just a matter of tightening the screws to get everything level. Because this was a really large painting, it took a while to get it all level. I just kept going back and forth until it was level. And because the screw heads were kind of sharp and I was worried they were going to poke a hole in my plastic, I decided to put the little fuzzy feet things that you put on the bottom of chairs on them. And then I made sure everything was still level, even though they're all the same width, but I wanted to make sure.
Because I'm skeptical that I'll even have enough paint, I'm going to cover my canvas with a thick layer of white paint first, and supposedly that helps the colors flow together better.
So I started by just dumping the white paint onto the canvas and spreading it with a really large paintbrush. I probably should have thinned this out too. I feel like I had a few gaps because the painting was kind of dry underneath.
I know there's not one perfect recipe, but this is how I found mine worked, because mine's dollar store paint. It's a little on the thinner side, so I didn't need as much of the Floetrol. So I have my paint, then I have my Floetrol, but because it's not runny enough, I added a bit more water. And that seemed to be the perfect consistency for the type of paint that I had. Of course, everyone's paint is different. Some is thinner, some is thicker, and you'll just have to kind of experiment with that to see what consistency. I mean, I know they say kind of just add as you go, but you really do just add as you go. I won't make you watch the boring part of mixing all the paint, because that's my least favorite part. I just like watching the pouring part, watching the magic happen. But I will leave everything I use, all the materials, all the paint, the ratios, the percentages, I guess they call it a recipe. I will leave all that in the description box.
At first I was trying to be strategic with the paint because I wanted each side to be like a mirror image of the other side. I was trying to lay it down in stripes, make sure each side had the same amount of paint. By the end of it, I was just throwing the paint down in the rainbow order and gonna just let it do whatever it's gonna do. I blobbed that yellow one and it started reacting right away, so it looked really cool. Kind of looks like a really neat piece of abstract art right here. I totally could have left it and I probably would have been happy with it. So here's me trying to swipe. But because my shower curtain had the folds in it, I had a few spots where it wasn't sticking to the painting and it was lifting up, so it wasn't dragging the white color everywhere I wanted it to. In my mind, I wanted to actually wipe off the piece of plastic so I could use it on the other side, but I saw how much paint that was and I didn't really want to spend that much time cleaning it, so I just kind of flipped it over and used the other side to swipe the other side. At the beginning, I thought it was so cool because it was just starting to pop up the cells through it. I started using my heat tool, but it just wasn't doing anything. So my husband grabbed the actual propane torch, and then it started working better. I wasn't completely happy with the sides, so I started spreading the paint around a little bit more to try and get it to reach the ends. Then I wasn't happy with that, and then I ended up pouring a bit more white on the blue side. I just can't leave well enough alone. I should have just not touched it. I feel like I spent longer on this part than other people do, but my painting is 10 times the size of other people's painting, so I guess the time frame is about right. And because I think I didn't know how to use the propane torch on the paint, I didn't know if I needed a big flame, a little flame, hold it closer, hold it further. So I was just kind of experimenting, playing around with it, which colors needed more heat than other colors. I even attempted to lift it to kind of move the paint from one side to the other, but because the painting is so big, it just really wasn't working, and I was practically standing it up on its side. And then I tried to fix up the side. Should have just left that alone too.
I will post pictures on my social media once this monster is dry. Tell me what you thought of this, and if you've tried your own acrylic pour painting. Thanks for watching my giant experiment. I'll see you guys in the next one. How much you need of. This is the one I want. You start in the middle Shit. Ah!
Thought you were supposed to start in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be great when you step there.
Let's try not waving. Thanks for watching my giant experiment. I'll see you guys in the next one. Why am I still waving? I said no waving. It's like as tall as me.
Oh, my sock needed to be cool.
Why did I not end on the other end? Yeah, probably. I don't know. Love it. I love it. Oh, why am I cold now? Stop it. That's just cooling me off more. Yeah, I'm just gonna be cold. It looks so cool! I know, look at it. Yeah, I'm a crappy dancer.